Good morning from Raleigh, North Carolina. I am at Cedar Hills Park, closest to my house. Um, it's shaping up to be a pretty nice day here. Anyway, I wanted to talk about old time radio again. Um, so there's a series out there. I don't hear too much about it. And by the way, this is North Carolina. This is the American South. I'm going to be swatting that stuff. So it's not like I'm looking at ghosts or anything or ghosts coming at me. It's just that I live in the American South. So at any rate, um, I was thinking of this one series called 5 Minute Mysteries. I'm not sure if you've heard of it or not. It usually has what I could basically, seems like tango music to me. Um, and then they, quickly go through, a scene, a scenario. Of course, they're doing this, around, less than 5 minutes. So obviously, you don't have a lot to work with, right? Um, I don't know. It's interesting. I like to listen to them in bunches because once again, they're only 5 minutes. Um, I have heard of people who have said, and I agree with this, it is similar to Ellery Queen. It's like a shortened version of Ellery Queen, except for in this case, you know, um, there's no real star of the show. You have, um, you know, characters that come in from time to time. I mean, you have, alternating characters. There's no main character like there is in Ellery Queen. But what it does is it tries to involve the audience by giving a quick break. So what happens is generally someone will they may present a problem, or a problem is, if you will, presented, um, and then it tends to be someone will make an arrest or hold someone for an arrest or that type of thing. Um, it's very, very short. Tends to be what happens is somebody may bring up a problem. A lot of times this will happen. Someone will bring up a problem, but generally it's the perpetrator of the crime. So they'll bring up the problem, thinking that once they came to the authorities, you know, or whoever, it might be someone who's not exactly the authority per se, but someone who will, recommend an arrest. But tends to be, when they're presenting their problem, whether it be someone murdered, and generally it's a murder. Um, Sometimes it's theft, but generally it's a murder. So, or sometimes theft and murder. But they'll bring up the problem to the authorities, thinking that that their story is airtight, and there'll be one slip in it, um, and without reviewing anything else, without going through any evidence per se, the authorities will take this person's slip and arrest the person, or at least, recommend or hold, if you will, for arrest. Maybe they will call the authorities to have them arrested. And it tends to be like, a flaw or two, if you will, in the story. So I don't know, it's interesting. So it tends to be that someone would have to really mess up really badly. Um, it's also interesting in the sense that it's also relying upon evidence or relying upon notions and concepts, things that we consider to be, the truth, and today, or at that time. So, for example, there was a guy who, they actually, in the beginning in this one, they actually, make it clear that this guy did do it. Generally, they don't. Generally it's a whodunit. But what they did in this case um, was they had the guy do it, and then the guy came up to the authorities to try to explain what happened. And basically, he said that his wife was a hemophiliac. Now, the guy busts this guy on the grounds that women cannot be hemophiliacs. They can pass it along, but they cannot be hemophiliacs. Well, here's a problem with that. The problem is, it turns out that there are, admittedly a small number, but there are a small number of women who are indeed hemophiliacs. So, this guy, well, clearly this guy did it, but on how they caught him, was a little flawed, if you will. But typically, they're like I said, they're very, very short. A person, basically you have an incompetent perpetrator of a crime who decided to stick around and bumble into the crime. But I don't know. I find them to be very entertaining, and they use a good deal of music to kind of keep things going. Organ music, that type of thing, which is pretty common old time radio anyway, but I think it's very important for this one in particular because, it's such a short time and you're trying to figure out ways to move segments along. But anyway, I don't know. I like them. I like them very much. I had a whole bunch of them. I'm trying to figure out what happened to them. I don't know. Anyway, take care, people. And bye-bye. I did 5-minute mysteries in under 7 minutes. I really got to work on this. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.